We're going to start now. So our last class we talked about data visualization and some aspects of data with data Python. So today we are going to start with Python with data analysis. We are going to start with Python with analysis. So let me share my screen for today's work. So I ask you to download Anaconda to launch your Jupyter Note. Hope you have done so.
Yes, sir, but I'm connected with my phone right now.
No problem. So just like after the class, you go and download the video from the Telegram group and you work on it. So let's start. Let me share my screen. So hope you are seeing my screen now. Are you seeing my screen? So this is the after you launch your Jupyter Note, this is the first thing you are going to see. So after seeing this, let me explain this. Anything you are on your file, your system file will be here. So and the books, these are the books I've been working with using my Jupyter Notes. So and the file you import in it. So that's all about this now. So if you have a data from that you need to import into your Excel into your Python, you are going to upload it. You are going to come to this upload and upload it here. Then, but now we are going to just navigate through the interface and we do some works. Now, you firstly come to new, then you connect to Python 3 IPY kernel. So let's start from there. To just wait for it to load. Now you can see it's connected like an website. So that's how it works. The first thing we have here, we have file. So you know how to file, to open new book, to open the current book, make a copy, save, rename. So this is what we have in this. Then we have edit. If you want to edit anything, this is the key we have. So we have view to insert new code, to insert cell. So cell, kernel, with and others. Now again, if you want to log out, you can come here to log out. So make sure that your wallet, your Python is trusted. Now, so this bar is called the cell bar. So again, another thing we have here, you make sure that this thing show a code. So make sure you show a code. For your own, it will show untitled one. So this is my untitled 35. So we have many of them. So for your own, it will show one because you have not worked with it before. It will show one. So you can rename it. Let me firstly rename it to today's class. Let me rename it data analysis. With Python. So then you rename. So after rename now, so it has been what? It has come back to it. So if you want to add another cell, you can add cell. So you can carry the cell you had now, you can carry it above and you can carry it down. So to save your work, you can come here and save. Then if you want to cut it, you can come here and cut again. So to duplicate it, you can duplicate. So again, we have any of them like that. After you write a line of code, you can come here and what and run. So if you want to, maybe you are writing many line of code, maybe like 10 line of code or 100 line of code to run everything together. You can come to this symbol and run everything. So then again, so this code, you make sure that this one is in code. We have markdown, we have raw NB convert, and we have others. So we have keyboard again. So these are the some keys you have to know what's. So the one you download is more upgraded than this one because you downloaded the latest one, which is 2024. My own is 2019. So nevertheless, it still works the same way. Now the first thing we need to do here is that we first discuss about data type. So data type we have in Python, we have string, we have integer, we have float, then we have boolean. So let's start from string. Though I've explained this before, but I will still explain because we are now in the programming language now. So what is string? String is just a sentences in what in programming language. Now, how can we identify a string, or how do you know that this type of this is a what is a string? Now, let me start. The first thing I want to do is that I want to make sure that this one, if you make it to be marked down, then just press any number. This star will show. If you press 3, it will show 3 star. If you press 2, it will show 2 star. After you make it to be marked down. So let me say my Python code. So after I run it, then I want to, let me say data type. So you see when I press 2, it show 2 hash. So I want to talk about data type today. Data type. So the first data type we have is string. We have string data type. Data type we have string. We have integer. We have float. We have boolean. So this is the data type we have. Then we can run this. So now let's start from string. String. What is string? So to identify a string or to store a string in Python, either you use double quote or single quote. Now let me say my name. If I write Adepoju, if I run this code now, it will ping error because this name I just type it there because it's an error. So but if I indicate it now, maybe if I put single quote, so if I run it now, Adepoju now show me Adepoju because Adepoju is a word, it's a sentence or it's a name, it's a string. So I need to put a code to it. Okay. So if I say Adepoju now, so Adepoju is a string, and we use string as a sentences. Sentences is made as a string. We are talking about sentences. We are talking about name. Sentence. Normal sentence we construct in English. So that is string. Pronoun. All these English word in programming language we call them string. So I now use my name as an example that Adepoju. You just type Adepoju only. It will show an error. Let me try another name like Thomas. Thomas is a name. If I try only Thomas, it will show an error because it's a noun. So we need to put it in a quote. So putting it in a quote is so that it's a string. It's a string. So you can use single quote or double quote. Now let me use double quote now. So double quote. So we can see that it's so Thomas. Is that you use single quote or double quote? It's a string. Now, how do you know that this interface or this IDE can show us to determine the D type we are talking about. Now, to know the particular the data type we are talking about, you just write type. Type is a function in Excel, so and in a Python rather. So I want to check. Maybe I don't know the data type I'm talking about. You can just type and then you put what you want to put and type adequate now. So you can see that it's what str string. Str in Python means what string. So this is how we check to know the D type of a particular sentence or a particular data we are talking about. So again, this is how we identify a string and how we should check a string. Now, if you are talking about integer, as you already know in mathematics that integer is a whole number, be it positive or negative or 0. So how can we know that? If I just press 9, so you can see now that it repeats what? It repeats 9 for us again. So it shows that 9 is a what? Is a number. But when I type only adequate, it gives me what? It gives me an error. But when I type 9, it gives me what? It gives me a number. So that is what 9 is a what? Is a integer. How can you know that 9 is an integer? So just type. Type is a function to check the data type in a what? In a Python. Type 9. So you can see that it shows what? Oh, because I put it in a quote, so it will read it as string. So if I just change it to 9, type 9, so it shows as int, that is string. Anything you put in any number or any figure you put in a code, it will read it as a string. But as a string, but if you put only 9, it will read it as what? As integer, if it is an integer. So what again? We have float. Float here now is maybe we have 1.2 decimal number is mean what we mean by float. So can I print it again? How can you know the type? Type 1.3 or 4. So float. This is float. So this is how we check a data type of a particular D type. Again, we have Boolean. This Boolean is true or false statement. If I type true, so it's true because it's a function itself. But if I type true, you make sure that if you are typing true, you make sure that the first letter, which is in capital, and others is in what? Is in small letter. So true, you can say that bool, that is a Boolean data type. So false again, to check for false is also a what? It's also a bool. So let's check for yes. Maybe it is a bool or not. But for some programming language like Java and others, they read yes or no as a bool. So let's check for yes here. So you see, so Python don't know what yes or no. It just know true or false. But some other programming language is read their bool is yes or false. Now this basic foundation of data type. This is what we mean by data type. So again, now we want to talk about variables. How can we assign variables to each particular terms? So variables. Now variables, if you are talking about variables in mathematics, they are alphabets using in mathematics like x, y, z. We used to use in mathematics, they are variables. Likewise again here, variables is the same thing here again. So variables is like it's a store or a container we are saving something in. So x here is a variable that I'll assign a number to it. X is equal to 3. This x here is a what? Is a variable. Why this equals sign is the assignment. It is an assignment symbol. It's an assignment symbol. X is equal to 3. So if I want to print out 3 again now, I don't need to print 3. I can say that print what? Print print is also a function to give out the result in Python. So print out what? Print x. So this is my variable. Here now, x is a variable in this case. So to check the data type of what? Of x now, you can see that what? Check type what? You don't need to put any column because you have assigned a variable. You just need to check what? X. So that is what? That is variable. So you can see that is what? It's integer because we have assigned what? 3. Now, in another case, we have y is equal to, maybe put it in column, maybe I'm good at, I am an aspiring, data analysis. So let me load this one. I'm an aspiring data analysis. You can see that we have assigned y to assigned data analysis into to y. This y here is what? Is a variable. If I run is yes, it's run. So to check our data type now, type y. So you can see now that it's what? It's giving me string because our assigned data analysis is what? Is a string. So this is how we go with variables. Yeah. Now again, we have let's just do some. So again, floats. Maybe z is equal to 4.678, 567 rather. So if I assign it now, you can see that what it has what? It has read it because it's a variable now. So print z again. Let's check the type what? Type is z. So you can see that 4.567 then float. So this is the output of what? Or in is in. This is the input, this is the output. So this is how we go with data type and variable. Now again we have data structure. So let's talk about data structure. Before I go to data structure, let's do some calculation. There's a simple calculation. So assuming we have x is equal to maybe 10, y is equal to maybe 56, then z is equal to let me say 3. Now we want to use, this simple calculation, we want to use the operation in mathematics like plus, minus, all these symbols. So we have x minus y. You can see is what? Is minus 56. So let's say maybe c is equal to x minus what? Minus 6, x minus y. So to get that now print what? Print c. So we print c out, then we have what? Minus 56. If you like, you can still check the data type of what? Of c. So type or type c. So type c now is what? Is an integer because it's a negative number. So again, we have, this is how we do with minus. Maybe we have g is equal to x plus y plus z. So if you want it, then d. So we have what? 69. If you add these numbers together, if you add these three numbers together, 10 plus this one, 63, 63 plus 3, 69. So 10 plus 56, 66, 66 plus 3, 69. So if you want, you can check the data type. Type what? Type D. Type D now, we have what? We have integer. Again, this is how we go. So again, we have division. So division, if you are talking about division, we have if you say that E is equal to X divided by Y. So this is division. So print E. Again, let's check the type of what? Type E. type E. So type E now we have what? So we can see that it's 0.1 this. So it's what? The decimal is a float. So this is how we do simple calculation in Excel, in Python rather. Again, the main multiplication, maybe we have F to be equal to maybe Z multiplied by, so Z is multiplication is star. Multiplication is star in our what? Multiplication is star, is asterisk rather in what? In Python. We have Z multiplied by X. So we have this, then print F. So if you print out F, then we have this. So that is 3 times or 3 times this. So I mean 3 times 10. We have that. So this is how we go. This is how we did it in what? We do simple calculation in Python. Again, so let's talk about modulo and others. Let's talk about modulus. Now this modulus now, let's talk about modulus. Let's start from power first. Power, modulus. So let's talk about these two. So power. So we are using x and y again. Let me assign another way. G to be equal to maybe 3, A to be equal to maybe 2, J to be equal to maybe 5. So now we want to have J raised to power G. So in this case, we just say that maybe our K to be equal to 2. Because you know our 2 is what? Is H raised to the power. So if you want to raise something power in Python, we use 2 asterisk. So 2 asterisk to what? To J. So we have placed that. We have our answer. Then if you print out A now, so we have 8 as an answer. You can see that. So 8 is our answer. Because that is 2 raised to power 3. Again, we have modulus. Modulus is like division. The result we got, the remainder we got after we divide two numbers. So that is called by what? Modulus, right? Or yeah. Now maybe if you see that J divided by H, that is 5 divided by 2. What be the remainder? So we can see that. Let's say L to be equal to J divided by H. So if you want this now, what's our L? Our L is what? Our L is 2.5. That is 5 divided by 2. So in this case now, we need the modulus, not what number will remain if J divided by if 5 divided by 2. So that is what we want to do. So modulus is replaced. Let's say W now. W to be equal to J. So modulus is represented by percentage. J percentage H. So if you want it now, we have our answer. Then if you take out what? If you print out our W, you can see that what is 1. That is 2 to the 5 divided by 2. What's the remainder? The remainder is what? Is 1. So this is modulus and that is what? Power. So again, this is the simple code we are talking about today. So the last aspect of today's class, what I want to talk about is data structure. Yeah. Let's talk about data structure. data structure. So data structure, we have list as a data structure, we have set as a data structure, then we have tube as a data structure. So this is we have dictionary again. So this is the basic data structure we have. So let's start from list. Now let's say A. If A is equal to, so we use this brackets, this engage bracket in our data structure. So we have A is equal to maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a list because we use the list bracket. If you check the type now, type what type A, if you check the type of A now, we see that what is a list data structure. So again, if we have set now, let's check. So the set is using with calling bracket. If you check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you run it, now let's check the type. Type set. So you can see that what is a set. Again, a tube. A tube now. If you have, so tube is used with the number bracket to know this open bracket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's print it. And tube, if you check the type, tube. So you can see that it's what is tube. Now, so now the other I will give you here, that if you are working with data analysis, you are working with the big data, you prefer we use list more than set and tube, because list you can remove objects and you can still add objects in what in list. Now let's take an example. The list here, I assign A as a variable for list. So now if I want to add anything to this, I use a function called append. Now let's say I want to rename my list to what, to be B. Let me just use A. If I use A dot append now, dot append, I want to add 6. So I'm using A dot append. So if I print out my A again, you can see that 6 is now in what? Is now in the set. But if I want to add more than one element, so I use an operation called extend. So let me say A dot extend. So maybe I write 5, I write 8, 9, and 10. So A dot extend now. Extend. It's A dot extend. Maybe I'm making a mistake in my extend. But maybe I made a mistake in my extend. Let me just continue. Now, we want to remove another element now from that list. I can use A dot remove. List dot remove. Maybe I want to remove 2. So if I remove 2 now, then that's what. If I print out my A again, so you can see that 2 as what has already been mixed from the list. So, but let's try for tube now. So our tube is I denoted it by tube, right? If I A dot tube dot extend, maybe let me say 7 now. So if you come here now, it will give what? It will give an error because tube does not support. If you assign tube to any column or any row in your data analysis, you cannot add or you cannot remove. So that's how about that. I think we have done something today. Inshallah, in our next class, The next class will be on Sunday, inshallah. So to cover up where we mix. You can cross-check this and withdraw my exercise under it. So after you're done with your work now, you just come back here and save. That's all. So or you press Ctrl S as usual. So that's all. So see you in the next class.